Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. My name is Miss Akila and today I will present to you guys about the thalamus and hypothalamus with a key focus on sensory relay and regulation of motivated behavior. So this is me, Miss Akila, so you can visualize me throughout my class. Okay, without further delay, let's move on. So you might ask me, where is the thalamus and hypothalamus? As you can see from the diagram that I drew, the thalamus and hypothalamus is what makes up the diencephalon, and the diencephalon is part of the forebrain. Another part of the forebrain is telencephalon. To remember, why is it called the forebrain? It's called the forebrain because it is at the front of the brain. Another thing that I would like to add is that this diagram, although not scientifically accurate, you must remember that the thalamus is above the hypothalamus. The thalamus is what it's at the top of the brainstem. This is the brainstem, you see? And at the top of the brainstem is the thalamus. And below the hypothalamus is the hypothalamus. It's called the hypothalamus because hypo means below. All right, so just so you guys can understand the whole picture, this is the brain, this is the telencephalon, and this is the diencephalon right here, very small. This here is considered the midbrain, which only has one part, which is the mesencephalon. This is the hindbrain or hindbrain. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's called the metencephalon and myelencephalon. The hindbrain consists of metencephalon and myelencephalon. Similar to the word forebrain, hindbrain or hind means the back, at the back. So it means at the back of the brain. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, we will now continue. All right, so just for you, I just want to remind you guys again, this is not scientifically accurate, but to provide a picture for you guys, about what the thalamus or hypothalamus would look like. It's easier when you have visuals, so you can remember the information. All right. So the thalamus, okay, is it clear now? So the thalamus is a large two-lobed structure that makes up the top of the brain, just like I mentioned before. The top of the brainstem, it makes up the top of the brainstem, right? And it contains many different parts of nuclei, right? So what you guys understand what two-lobe means? Two-lobe means like one lobe, two lobe, right lobe, left lobe. A lobe looks like these lobes, they look like two dates stuck together, or maybe like an apple when you cut it in half. Okay. And like I stated before, under the thalamus is the hypothalamus. So to give you guys this is like the above view, right? So to give you guys the center view, the thalamus looks like this, more or less, and the hypothalamus looks like this. It's like under it. It's clear, right? Hypo, under the thalamus. Okay. Moving on. I will now explain furthermore about the thalamus. So the thalamus, aka the main sensory relay station, or in other words, the brain's relay center. So in the thalamus, there are different nuclei that receive different signals from different sensory receptors, processes them, and relays them to appropriate areas of sensory cortex. So what's a nuclei? A nuclei are specialized areas or like nerve cells of the thalamus. Okay, and this is important. Why? Because the thalamus is known as the sensory relay station. So these nuclei, they help relay things. If it's still hard to understand it, I can provide an example. So, sorry about that. So for the example, when your eye receives light, when the light receptor in the eye receives light, it will send an electric signal to the nuclei in the thalamus, and then that nuclei will process the signal and then relay that signal to the sensory cortex. The sensory cortex is in the cerebral cortex, right? So additionally, or most importantly, most importantly, the thalamus acts as a gatekeeper, deciding which sensory information reaches consciousness. So what do I mean by this? Sometimes we don't receive every single bit of sensory information. Like, for example, you're focusing on studying or revision for an exam, and someone might be walking beside you, but you might not hear their footsteps. So that's what it means by deciding which sensory information reaches consciousness. Okay, the next part. Okay, so the next part, and luckily for you guys, the last part is the hypothalamus. So we have to remember that the hypothalamus is for regulation, not relay. Relay means transmitting or sending. No, it's regulation. It regulates. So the hypothalamus plays an important role in the regulation of several motivated behaviors such as eating, sleeping, and sexual behavior because it acts as a key control center linking the nervous system to the endocrine system via the pituitary gland. Okay, you might ask me, okay, teacher, that sounds very important. I have no idea what you're saying. Which is why I'm showing you guys an example of how this regulating thing works. So the example would be sleeping or the sleep-wake cycle. So at night, where it's dark, there is no light. And the hypothalamus senses that there's no light. So then it influences the pituitary gland to secrete melatonin, which promotes sleep. And that's why you sleep at night. Okay. Additionally, there are three structures in the hypothalamus, namely the pituitary gland, optic chiasm, and mammillary bodies. I will not elaborate on the optic chiasm and mammillary bodies as to prevent confusion. So that is all from me, and I hope you guys understand this lesson. So have a good rest, and goodbye everyone. Bye bye.